Well, hey everybody, welcome. Glad everyone's here. Happy Sunday. Thank y'all for coming out. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to start with a few just housekeeping things. So great, everyone's here. It's fantastic. If you're hungry, you do not have to wait for me to have a sample for you at the end of the class. You can feel free to order from the restaurant before, during, or after class. There's no issue. I had some questions about that last week. It's not disrespectful to me at all. I'm just glad we're able to use the space. So feel free to indulge if you so choose. Also, just want to let you all know, so last week, for those who did come out to my pop-up restaurant, I am so grateful that you all did. It was a, it was a labor of love, but it turned out really well. And so it seems like there is a market for potentially animal-free Nigerian food in the Charlotte market. So we'll see what comes of it later. We'll see what comes of that. And then if you want some more, me and the owner of the restaurant here, we're doing a collaboration for Valentine's Day. It's for singles and couples. That is next Saturday from 6 to 9 here. We'll be completely transformed in here. I'm doing homemade chocolate truffles and flowers and all the things. So it's a 4-course meal. It's going to be delicious. And so if you're interested in that, some flyers up there, you all can sign up for that. Okay, so this is week 3 of us talking about diabetes and pre-diabetes. Week 3, okay? So I know we had a 1-week hiatus with the pop-up restaurant last week, so I figured we probably need to do a review first to make sure that everyone can still remember everything that we've learned. How do y'all feel about that? Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, I think we got, okay, Yvonne sounds ready. Okay. So, for those, and I see some new faces here too, so welcome for all the new faces, okay? So you won't miss too much, I'm gonna do a recap. So 2 weeks in a row, I did a demonstration to help represent what diabetes looks like in the body. I have 4 cups. 1 cup was labeled mouth, 1 cup was labeled GI, 1 cup was labeled blood, and 1 cup was labeled cells. So, Yvonne, what does the mouth represent?
I was just about to cheat. You give me a few minutes. Keep talking. I'm gonna get to the video.
Okay, so I filled the mouth cup with pure white sugar, which is just not good for our bodies. It's pretty much just poison. Fill that up, and to simulate that going down our mouths really wide. So think about like I-485. It's like what, 5 or 6 lanes? It's really wide. And then we get all the way down to the cell. It's like the horrible civil engineering they did when you have to merge all into one lane, and it's kind of backed up. That's what happens when you're eating all this refined sugar. And that's the example that we were showing. So you put it down your mouth, so you have all this space in your mouth, you eat all this refined sugar, you swallow it, it goes into your GI tract, then it gets absorbed into your blood, but each time it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. But the same amount of sugar is coming through, so it's getting backed up. So then the sugar can't get into the cell fast enough. This is too much going on, and then your blood sugar goes up. Okay? So that was the simulation we did at a high level, so everyone can kind of get how that works. So now when you get down to a cellular level, from the blood, it's even smaller. It's even smaller. I don't know what that would be from a road perspective, that analogy, but yeah, so that was what we did. Everyone get that? Y'all tracking? Okay. All right, and so with that, we talked about the types of testing you can do to see where your blood sugar levels are and what is the best recommended test. Hey, y'all, come on, sit down. A1C. And why was the A1C the best test?
It's a 90 days.
Because it looks back at the past 2 to 3 months of what you've been eating. So it's not just a snapshot of right now. So that's why it's the most reliable, because that sugar molecule is attached to that red blood cell until that blood cell dies. So that's how we can see over a span of time what you've actually been eating. That's why that's the best test. Okay. All right. So y'all doing okay with that? All right. Now we have a handout, right?
Yes.
In front of you. Everyone have a handout? Everyone have a handout?
It's with the sign-in sheet.
We're good? Everyone have one now? Okay, so last week we talked about 3 ways you can reduce your chances of getting diabetes or reduce your pre-diabetes. Who can remember one of those 3 ways? By doing what?
More exercise.
More exercise. And why more exercise?
Burns more cells. Burns something.
Well, your muscles are a sponge for glucose.
Okay.
So when you work out your muscles, it's going to absorb, it helps absorb any excess sugar. So that's one of the reasons why. So that's excellent, Sheila. Anybody remember something else, number 2 or 3? Listen.
Processed foods.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Try to avoid like processed foods like white breads, things with, with white flour and that kind of thing, because that creates sugar.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is eating healthy.
Yes.
Yes, and avoiding processed food. So we always want to avoid anything that's been stripped from its, we want to eat as close to nature as possible. So we want to avoid white rice because the bran has been stripped from it, which is where the fiber is, which allows it to not absorb so quickly, right? So if you eat the white rice, it spikes your sugar really quickly. We don't want to do that. If you eat the white flour, it's the same thing. All the nutrients have been stripped from it. And that's why it has to get added back, or they call it enriched with synthetic vitamins, because it can't be legally sold as is once they strip it. So that's something to always keep in mind. So if you're, the only way you can get around and kind of cheat, I'll give you all a cheat. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic and you say, well, I just gotta have my white rice, you don't. You actually don't. But say you want to have white rice. Here's how you can eat it without spiking your blood sugar. You cook the white rice, you refrigerate for 24 hours, and then you eat it. Then you can eat it. Same thing with white potatoes. Why is that? Anybody have any idea why that happens? Why you can eat it and it won't spike your blood sugar after it's been fully cooked and then refrigerated fully? Any idea?
Is that about the starch?
Yeah. What kind of starch?
Or washed out?
Not washed out, it changes. It changes to resistant starch.
Oh, once you refrigerate it? That's cool.
Yeah, once you refrigerate, it becomes resistant starch. Who recalls what resistant starch is?
The prebiotics?
Say it louder, Heather.
It feeds your gut prebiotics. So the bacteria feeds on the prebiotics. Right?
You're absolutely right. The other thing is that it passes through, it doesn't get absorbed. So it doesn't spike your blood sugar. But only after it's been fully cooked and fully cooled. Okay? So that is a cheat. So that's not something to say, okay, now I can only eat white rice. I eat it that way, okay? Eat your brown rice, eat your wild rice if you're going to have those grains. But every now and then when you say, I just want some white rice, and you especially you struggle with sugar, that's the way you can do it. Same thing with white potatoes. Okay? Are we good? We tracking? Okay. So we have the handout in front of us. So the top part, I'll say, Deborah, can you read the top? Read it loud.
Where it says the biggest?
The one at the very top, yeah.
Okay. Three.
Oh, sorry. There's someone behind you trying to
Oh. Where it says 3 tips for blood glucose control.
Yep. Read the square box.
It says the biggest thing you can do to improve your glucose control is being consistent. Eating healthy, being more active, and losing weight can decrease your risk of diabetes by 58%, 71% if you are over 50.
That's a lot of percentage change just by doing those 3 things. Now, it seems not that significant, but it's a lot of work. So that's why people, if it was easy, everybody would do it and no one would have diabetes. Okay. So it's about doing the small things and letting those things add up over time. So you don't have to go and do a HIIT training or go and do CrossFit. You can just walk, a brisk walk on a daily basis, okay? You can, or some small resistance training, just doing that consistently. And just making a point to start, even if it's not 20 minutes a day like we would prefer, even if you do 5 minutes a day, just start somewhere and keep at it and build yourself up, and don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. It's a lifestyle, right? It's a marathon, not a whatever the saying is. Not a sprint. Thank you, whoever said that. Okay, Rashida, you should read the second part.
Yes.
Loud.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta open it. Okay, the second part says consume consistent meals, right? That's where I'm at. Eat similar sized meals. Try to eat 3 meals and 3 snacks each day to prevent overeating and to control glucose. Use the plate method to achieve consistent meal sizes and follow a healthy diet. Work with a certified holistic nutritionist, aka the Naija Goddess, or a registered dietitian to determine your carbohydrate needs.
Okay. What's the takeaway from that paragraph?
You need a nutritionist.
You're right.
That could be a takeaway. That could be a takeaway. Who eats 3 meals a day and 3 snacks a day? Ian? Kim?
Quickly point, because I got to fix
Rebecca?
some of it.
Okay. Now, is that feasible for most of you?
No.
Who has diet? So why do you think if you're diabetic, they suggest that you eat 3 meals a day and 3 snacks a day? So it doesn't have a chance to just spike, right? It's keeping it consistent. So, but you don't have to, because sometimes it might be too much food for people. And if you're eating high quality foods, you probably don't want a snack in between. So it depends on your situation. That's why the recommendation is talk to your healthcare professional to see what's best for you if you're not sure yourself. Okay? Okay, Doris, would you read the next one?
Be more active.
Yep.
Get consistent exercise. When you exercise, your cells become more sensitive to insulin, so it can work more efficiently and remove glucose from the blood. Exercise can lower blood glucose and improve your A1C, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Aim to exercise most days, 5 to 7 days per week. Set a goal of 30 minutes of exercise per day. After getting your doctor's okay, start out with a 5 to 10 minutes per day and gradually work towards 30 minutes.
Everybody hear that? Everybody read along? So they always tell you, whatever disease or condition you have, they always say, lose weight, exercise more,
Right.
eat healthy.
Right.
And it's kind of like, yada, 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 right? Yeah, I get it, but, right? So how do you actually do it? How do you actually do it? So it actually feels good to you instead of just being like, yeah, lose weight, yeah, exercise, yeah. What do you do?
Come to your class.
There you go.
Extra points for Yvonne.
Find things to make it fun for yourself so you want consistent.
Yes, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
That too.
That too.
It sounds good in my head as long as I edit myself.
Take on a little at a time. Don't beat yourself up. A lot of people, they just stop too soon. That's really what it comes down to. It feels too hard, or you kind of cheated or fell off the wagon for one meal. Get back on the next meal. The whole day is not gone, right? Because people are just too hard on themselves. So love yourself enough to do more for yourself, okay? And even if you don't feel it, fake it and do it. Take it. Fake it till you make it. That's really what you would like to do, okay? So when I was, like I've told you all my story several times, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing it at this point, but yeah, I tell you, lost like almost 100 pounds at this point, and I felt horrible. I'm 41 now, and I feel 21. When I was 21, I felt 85 in the worst possible way, and I just struggled. I struggled my whole life for no reason, just if I had known these things. And I just changed things gradually. I wasn't even trying to get cute and slim. I was just like, I'm trying to feel good. I'm tired of feeling like crap. And I did not know how powerful food was. If my doctors had told me this, I would have done it. But they give me this drug for this drug for that, moderation for this, and oh, manage this for the rest of your life, that. And I wasn't feeling it. And when I just happened to make a change outside of that, from watching that documentary, my whole life changed. Like, I just have so much energy. I just feel so good. So that's why I'm here doing these classes, because it does make a difference. I'm not here to encourage you all to be vegan, okay? That's the choice I made. I'm encouraging you all to eat more fruits and vegetables, and making these moderate lifestyle changes will affect your life for the better. And if you decide to go all the way, you're only gonna feel better, okay? That's the whole point, okay? Yes.
What was the documentary?
The one that changed me on a dime was What the Health, like it did for most
Yeah.
most new vegans. Yep, I just couldn't go back. Once you know better, you do better. So that's what happened with me. Okay, and let's see. And Rebecca, would you read the last one?
Maintain a healthy weight.
If you are overweight or obese, it may be beneficial to lose 5 to 7% of your body weight. This would be 10 to 15 pounds if you weigh 200 pounds.
Excellent. That's a little bit of weight to lose. So the heavier you are, especially like I said, I mean, I was over 300 pounds. I didn't even try to lose weight. I just started eating better. If you do the first two, the third one will come. It's a side effect. Okay? If your goal is, it's really 80% what you eat and 20% gym. You can go in the gym all day, but you go and leave and eat McDonald's and, you know, bags of chips and ho-hos and all that stuff. It doesn't matter how much you worked out in the gym. Okay? So it's just being consistent and loving yourself, and just say, hey, you don't feel like it today, just say, okay, I'm going to just walk an extra lap. Just do something small and count it as a win. Just count it as a win. So that's really the takeaway of a summation of our 3 weeks of talking about diabetes and pre-diabetes. Like I said, the main thing with the pre-diabetes is most people, 1 in 4 people that you encounter are pre-diabetic and have no idea. No idea. Because it's typically asymptomatic. And then all of a sudden you start losing weight or gaining weight, you start peeing a lot, you start feeling thirsty, you're tired, and then you're like, crap, what's wrong? They're like, oh, you have diabetes. And you're like, what happened? I haven't changed anything. Yeah, you haven't changed anything. It's just catching up to you. Okay? Any other questions or comments or thoughts that you all have about this?
I have one thought.
Yes, ma'am.
If I never met you or came to your class, I'd make a testimony. All this here was like this. It has gone, and I thank you so much. So much. I am feeling more better. I'm not pregnant and it's not there. It's good. And every day, 21 days, like you said, the taste buds will change, and you will start liking the good stuff she cooked and the bad stuff that we did like. And it does help.
I didn't pay her to say that, y'all. Thank you, Yvonne. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it's a world of difference. It's a world of difference. You always look good, though.
No. I look pregnant. No, I'm not. I got a little baby.
Ian was happy. Okay. Oh, that's sweet. Hey, Ramona.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So does it help, as far as eating more fruits and vegetables, is it a good idea to start growing our own fruits and vegetables?
Oh, Ramona, you're so smart. Like, you're one of the smartest people in this room. Absolutely. And if you all didn't know Ramona, because I have notoriously, like, I love all this healthy, all this green thing, all this stuff, and then I can't grow to save my life. It wasn't even a brown thumb, it was a black thumb, okay? It's like, I would go buy the plants. They say, oh, you can't kill a snake plant. Yeah, I did. You can't kill whatever they say. Yeah, I did. I'm like, what am I doing? I give it love. I'm doing what it says, right? Until I met Ramona, when we had our class 2 or 3 years ago at this point, and I got my first tower garden. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I'm a farmer. I can grow all my own stuff. And so, as I've talked about to you all before so many times, I am not brand loyal. I am organic loyal, okay? Organic really does matter. Because if I come here and I take essentially bleach or something and spray on your food and say, oh, it's the allowed amount, go ahead and eat it, you wouldn't want to eat it. But that's what they do in the food. You can't wash it off because plants can't sweat. Plants can't pee. Plants can't poop. So what happens? So all that crap that they spray on it to prevent bugs goes down to the soil. And how does the plant grow? From the soil all the way up, right? So you can't wash it off. You can wash off some of it, but the stuff is inside of the plant. So I don't want my food grown with that mess. And it has long-term effects. It bioaccumulates in your body slowly over time, all those chemicals, right? So if you have something like a tower garden and you grow your own food and you see it from seed to table, you don't have to worry about those kind of things, and it is very inexpensive. And then with the cost of organic food as well, it's only 20 cents more per pound. And I'd rather pay 20 cents more per pound because I'm not buying the cheese and all the other crap that I was buying before. So I can spend the extra 20 cents per pound to buy organic. So that's an excellent point, Erwin.
It tastes so much better.
And it tastes so much better. That's it's night and day. It's night and day difference. Any other comments or questions? Or yeah.
I was talking to her about this, but some stuff I've bought lately have said regenerative drink. Is that
Yes,
like
that's
the
good.
next?
So regenerative farming, you talking the regenerative farming
Yeah.
labels?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are, well, it's two parts to that. The good ones, I'll talk about that, but the good ones, they recycle everything back into the soil. And it's like, their soil is like black gold. And they take really good care to make sure that the soil is really full of all the nutrients you need. Because most of the fields, most of commercial farms, their soil is crap. And that's why, so if the soils are crap, those nutrients are not getting into the food. So that's why it's really low in magnesium, iron, all that kind of thing. So in the regenerative farm, they have that black gold, and it's just full of nutrients, and that gets into your food. So it's going to be smaller, it's going to taste more intense, and it's going to have less water. And so that's why like the organic stuff tends to be smaller, but it has way more flavor versus the conventionally grown. So that's something you want to buy if you see it. Yeah. Yep.
And what was that?
For regenerative farming. Yeah.
Is that a label?
It's on the label on the food?
Sometimes it depends. Like it depends on where you go. It's not like here's to your where you see it, but it is coming out more and more. Yep. Anything else, guys? All right, so now we're going to transition out of our lecture portion and go into our cooking portion. So since this is the art and science of world cuisine, this is the first we went to Italy, and then we went to where?
India.
It was India, that's right, we had the chicken tikka masala, yeah. Okay, and today we're going to biasly go to Nigeria. I struggled on which West African country to go to, and I was like, I'm just so biased on Nigeria. I don't know why I'm so biased on Nigeria. So I decided we're going to go to Nigeria today, and I'm going to make a groundnut stew. Now, typically here in the United States, you'll hear them say African peanut soup or stew, and there's no such thing, okay? That has been completely whitewashed. There's no such thing as an African peanut stew because each country and each region of that country has its own thing, right? So there's like a generic version where they just put sweet potatoes and some peanut butter and stuff and collard greens and they mix it all up, and that's not anything authentic. So we're going to do an authentic version today. We're going to do a Nigerian version that's closer to my region. There's two types in Nigeria, one from the northern part, one in the southern part. And we're going to do it. Typically, the original version of all those soups were originally vegan, and then they added meats after colonialism and all that kind of thing. So today we're going to kind of straddle the fence, which I don't typically like to do. We're going to straddle the fence today. We're going to do the vegetable version, which is with sweet potatoes and carrots. You'll see big chunks of carrots and sweet potatoes in the soup if you were to get it. But then also the way they'll have it now, they'll have lots of mixed meat. So they'll have like beef and lamb and chicken and turkey and all that, and stockfish and all that. So for the meat portion, I'm going to add in jackfruit and the soy curls like we did when y'all liked the chicken tikka masala. So we're going to mix them all together and do all of that together. The thickening agent that makes it so creamy and lush is the peanut butter or ground nut. We don't actually call them peanuts, we call them ground nuts. And so it's a ground nut paste. So it's just peanut butter, no salt, no sugar, no oils, no any of the crap, okay? So I got this from the African market, but you can buy peanut butter from the grocery store, but don't buy like Skip or Jiffy, okay, with all the sugars and all that. But yeah, and it should be very pourable. So this is a paste. So if you're making this the more authentic way, you would actually take ground nuts, roast them, powder them up, add water to it, and make it a paste. And that is what is going to actually thicken the stew when we do it. Okay. Has anybody ever had it before? Yeah? It's good. Yeah, it is good. Like I said, every country has their own version. So the Senegambia region is called Mafe. You've probably seen that before, M-A-A-F-E or M-A-F-E, depending on which part, from the Gambia and Senegal. Excuse me?
Where's the grocery store?
The grocery store. I got this particular one. Like, there's so many African markets. I got this one from Charlotte International Market off of Woodlawn. Yeah, but any African market is gonna have that. That's like a standard. Now this is, like I said, I'm doing a Nigerian version of it. You can do the American version of it. So the first thing that, if you're on my website, NaijaGoddess.com, click on recipes. This is the recipe at the very top, so you can follow along if you wish, and keep me honest what I'm doing up here, okay? And I believe the first thing it's going to tell you to do is to saute the quote-unquote meat with the red palm oil. Who calls why red palm oil is so healthy? Corn oil. It's a medium smoke heat, a medium smoke point. But red palm fruit oil is one of the highest sources of beta carotene and vitamin E. One of the highest food sources. Yes, and it's the whole complex, not just the singular one. So I put the red palm oil in with the onions. So we're going to saute the onions first. So that's going to be backwards from what it says in there, only because I put them in there like this. Hey, welcome. Snub it for coconut oil. I put that in the ingredients. So if you don't want to or can't find red palm, if you go to any, even if you go to like Compare Foods or any kind of, like Super G has it as well. Any kind of ethnic market, they're going to have it. If you don't want to use it, you can use coconut oil or you can omit oil altogether, because you know we are very conscious about cooking with oils here. We use oil with intention. But in West African cooking, the palm oil has a very distinct flavor. So we're using it here more for flavor. All right, so who's following along? What's the next step?
You add your soy curls and jackfruit and saute.
Okay. I'm going to let these toss around for a second. So just to spare you all, say what now?
Oh, we were asking about soy curls. What do they look like and
Oh,
what is it?
okay.
Exactly.
We have some new students.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so their soy curls are, it's a mildly processed protein. So it's like think of it like tofu.
Okay.
So, but it's just the entire bean that's been defatted and it's shaped like chicken strips, basically. It has like a chickeny texture. So it's organic and it's something like the whole food plant-based community would use. So instead of using like a Beyond or an Impossible or something like that, you use like a soy curl, if you so choose. We try to not do mock meats here. And so in this bag, I've mixed up the soy curls and some jackfruit, and so it kind of probably looks like chicken in here, but that's what it is. I just went ahead and y'all saw me last week rehydrate the soy curls, squeeze it out. I did all that. You already saw me do it, so I just said I skipped that step and just put it here. Just like you all seen me a million times at this point make the West African stew base. Okay, so for our new people here, what's always in our West African stew base?
Red pepper,
Red bell pepper, tomatoes,
and onion, red onion.
red onion, yes, and then the fourth part would be the Scotch bonnet. Yes, okay. So I would just go ahead and let y'all know I only use one measly little habanero. Okay, one for the whole pot. Okay, so for me, it's you can't taste any heat whatsoever, but I know Ramona would tell me otherwise. Okay? And that's totally fine. And that's totally fine. But it should not kill anybody's palate today. It should not. All right, so just let this come up the temperature a little bit. Can you all smell it yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So that smell is the red palm oil. It's the way it smells is the way it tastes. It's very distinct flavor. So if you omit using it, this flavor won't be there, but it will still be delicious. Okay. I'm just trying to keep it as authentic as possible. Like I always say, all of our West African dishes are authentic minus the spice level, because it's got to be spicy if it's going to be all the way right. But I care about your tongues and your stomach, so we're not going to do that. Okay. So I see it starting to come up the temperature. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in all of our jackfruit and soy curls. I'm going to toss this around and let them kind of get a little bit crispy. Y'all remember when I made the chicken tikka masala, how I toss them around, they got a little bit burnt, kind of crispy like that. We don't have to go that far for this stew, but you can if you want to, it won't hurt. It's a personal preference at that point. So I'm just making sure that the red palm oil is thoroughly coated. So this is our protein source. So in the full vegetable version, what we would do, we would add chickpeas or any bean of choice, okay? Any bean of choice. You can still add beans in this. You can't mess it up. You can totally personalize it, totally. Okay? So what I did after I hydrated them, I just put some paprika on it. And what's our favorite seasoning in Nigeria? Maggie. I just
Maggie.
put a Maggie cube on it. And you don't have to use a Maggie cube. You can use salt, pepper. You can use Knorr. You can use better than bouillon, whatever your bouillon of choice is. Hey, how you doing? Come on in. All right. And y'all gonna be proud of me today. I already have this pre-made. Because I know when y'all ready to eat, y'all ready to eat. So y'all don't have to wait for me today. All right, so I'm gonna let this keep going. So now the soy kernels are our main protein source in the meal, in addition to the peanut butter or the ground nut paste. So this is a very high protein dish with whole fats, and it's not very high in carbs. High in fiber. So why is it important that, especially if you're a pre-diabetic or diabetic, that you eat a lot of fiber? Who recalls or who can answer that? Not all at once.
Because it helps you break down the sugar?
Expound on that.
I don't know. That was
You were warned. You're warned. It does keep the thing, yes, but what?
Things moving.
It keeps things moving, but what else is, remember, okay, I see we need a refresher on that, okay?
Yes.
There's two types of fiber, right? There we go, Pastor. Soluble and insoluble fibers, so two types, right? Now, the soluble fiber does what? The soluble fiber? Say it again. So the soluble fiber is like the gel. So it's like if you eat an oatmeal, how it gets gloopy, or chia seeds. That's what goes down through your pipes. It grabs onto, oh, it's extra cholesterol. It's extra estrogen. It's extra testosterone that she doesn't need. And we're going to push it out and release it. Right? That's what the soluble fiber does. The insoluble fiber does what? Insoluble fiber is like the roto-rooter. It's that roughage that you don't fully digest, and it bulks up your stool, and you pass it out. So you need both types of fiber, right? So if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic and you have excess blood sugar, shouldn't you be having more fiber? Yeah, to absorb it and get it out your body. Yeah. Okay. And for those OGs in the class, what is the ideal amount of fiber you should have per meal? That's very ideal. That's what I would love to hear. But what's the base? What's the base? 12 to 15 grams of fiber per major meal. And when I say major meal, that means if you decide to have a snack and you're just eating an orange, you're not going to have 12 to 15 grams of fiber, right? But if you decide to eat lunch, and this is a major meal, make sure that meal has 12 to 15 grams of fiber. And if you don't know by looking at your food, because you're not a board-certified holistic nutritionist, you can pull up the app like Chronometer or Google it, and it will tell you how much fiber is in the food. Now, you can pretty much guess if your plate, like most Americans' plate, is a sheet of brown, because everything's been deep fried and hamburger buns and all that, I can go ahead and tell you don't have enough fiber on your plate, okay? Go ahead, you don't have to look it up. If you don't have any color on your plate, it's not enough fiber, all right? Because you can only get fiber from where? Plants. You can only get fiber from plants. So if there's no plant material on your plate, then there's no fiber on your plate, okay? That's a cheat.
French fries don't count.
Unfortunately or fortunately, Americans get their fiber from French fries and the hamburger buns, hamburger and hot dog buns, which is that white bread that turns into glue that we showed in class. Yeah. So we can do much better than that, right? We can do much better. Okay, I'm liking the way that's looking. What's my next step?
Add remaining red onions and saute to sauté.
Okay, I did the onions first because I put the oil in there.
Add your tomato pepper blend.
Okay. So now that we all know what's in this, so it's nothing magical. Now what I did add that's not there, I went ahead and put the Maggie cube in there just because of the gloves. I can't do it like that with the gloves. So I said I'm just going to put it in there so I don't have to embarrass myself. And then I added in the optional ingredient, which is iru. And I've passed this around before, but since we have such new people in the class, so who recalls what iru is? Iru is what we call in Nigeria. It's called dawa dawa in Ghana. What is this?
A ball.
It is a ball. A ball of what? A ball of what? Okay, so I told you all before, so fermented foods are so good for you, right? This is fermented what? I'm giving y'all clues. Iru. Fermented iru, yes. So these are fermented locust beans. Okay, fermented locust beans. So this is the umami of Africa. So you have like miso in Asia, right? You have all that, and soy sauce and all these kind of things. This is our version. So you can use it for sweet or savory applications. It adds a depth of flavor. You know it's missing if you're used to eating West African food. You'll know it's missing when it's not there. But it's something you can totally omit. And it has a very complex flavor. To me, it smells like chocolate and cheese and funky tennis shoes. So I'll pass it around, let you all have a sniff, and so you all can recall. But it adds, and it's really known, so if you were having diarrhea, if you were to eat that, it will stop it. It does lots of great things for the body. So I added that 1 teaspoon of iru in this tomato pepper blend, okay? With the one tiny baby little habanero just for you aroma in restaurant. Okay? All right.
When you buy it in the store, what does it look like?
It'll look like that.
I mean, is it a package, a can, a glass?
It will be in a bottle like this.
Oh my gosh, you put this in the food?
Yvonne, you've seen that so many
I
times.
missed that class. I swear.
Do you ferment it yourself?
I do not. I buy it. You buy it like
You
that.
buy that?
I bought that.
I would never put it in my closet in my linen.
Understood. But that's all the flavor.
Really? You take a whiff? You take a real whiff?
I mean, I've smelled worse. It is kind of like chocolate and funky.
And funky and cheesy and all the things, right?
Wow, it's like sweet.
It adds such a depth of flavor, y'all. I'm telling you.
It's weird. You can't stop smelling.
Well, I hope it don't taste like it smells.
All the dishes you've had me make from West Africa have had it in it.
Girl,
Every
I'm
last
a
one.
product dick, cause it shrinks everything I
That's
had
what
in
I
there.
You need to be over it already. There you go.
So I just added the tomato pepper blend.
Wait,
Hopefully
so
you all can
do you
hear.
crack the nut open or?
No. So they ferment them in balls like that, and then the seeds you see on the side they just fell off.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you put that in the food, the seed?
Yeah, you can just take however much you need and just blitz it, and then so like for this batch, I only put in like a teaspoon. Then just blitz it. So I just took the loose ones, well not out that bag, y'all, out the actual container, and just in case I am being recorded here, I gotta make sure I clarify. Yeah, and you just blitz it, and then sometimes you don't have to make it a powder. Sometimes you just leave the beans whole in there. So sometimes if I'm making jollof rice, I just leave it in there as part of like a seasoning. So yeah, you just do that. So I don't know if y'all can smell it now, but yeah, that's in here. That's in here.
So where you buy that? At any store?
Any African market, and then actually the Hispanic and Asian markets carry them too. They always have like a half African owl. so you can get all the essentials, all the after essentials.
Is this in a jar or something?
It's in it's usually in like a plastic jar. It's like a smaller jar than this, and it will say, most of the time they'll have a Ghanaian version. It'll say dawa dawa. Yep. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add in a bay leaf or 2, and then we're going to let this. We're going to add in the potatoes. Let's see, where's the line? Can you drain these potatoes? It's perfect. There's water. It's in this pink. We have one big one. I'll just use that. Now today we're going to use Japanese sweet potatoes, and 1, I like them, but 2, they were the only potatoes I found in the grocery store today that were organic. So again, that's why I say I'm loyal to organic, not to, you know, if it was purple sweet potatoes that were organic today, then that's what I would have purchased. So we're going to let that kind of go. And so I'm adding in rainbow carrots. Now, why do we want to eat the rainbow every day? Because that was from our week 1 class. Week 1 class.
Each color has different vitamins that come out of it.
A different phytochemical. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, if you go to a traditional African restaurant and order this, they'll have the orange carrots chopped really large on a bias. So I'm just saving myself. This baby carrots are already chopped, and they're organic, and you get the phytochemicals. So it was a win-win-win-win. Thank you very much.
Can you find those in the regular grocery store?
I got that here at Cedar. And they're organic. So again, that's all I care about. Now, everyone may not have gone to culinary school, so you feel like I don't have time to be chopping everything. Buy one of those chopper thingies, okay? That's what I use for these 2 potatoes. I did not even bother to peel them because it's a lot of nutrients and fiber in there, huh? These are Japanese sweet potatoes. So Japanese sweet potatoes have a white flesh. Yes, they have a white flesh. Thank you so much. Okay? And all I just put it in the chopper thing. So I don't know if y'all can see. I have a big injury on my right hand from like 10 years ago. So when I was in culinary school, you know, I could do all this fancy things with my knife. But when this got cut down to the bone, I have nerve damage, so I don't feel anything in my right hand. So I use things to help me. You know, I can still use my knife, but I use the chopper thing too. Okay?
How did you do that? How were you cutting?
Oh no, I didn't cut myself with cooking.
Okay, I was like, how in the world? I have a question.
No, my former home in Greensboro, the front door had glass around it, and when I went to close the door, the glass wasn't tempered, and it literally just sliced me down to my bone. Yeah. And my cello career, I was a professional cellist for most of my life. My career ended April 12th. April 3rd, 2012, yeah.
Well, look at you now, though.
Look at me now.
Still singing songs to our insides.
That's right. And now I'm a patron of the arts versus yeah. So yeah, I use my artistic abilities in different ways now. Anyway, so now we have all of our quote unquote meat. We have our sweet potatoes, our carrots. Now I'm just going to add everything in here, and we're going to start on a dessert. I can see this at time of class. Y'all start to wane and get sleepy on me. I got to wake y'all back up. Okay.
You're going to sleep now when all that good smells.
Okay, so we have our chicken stock. So I use the the Better Than Bouillon no chicken stock. I use the no chicken and the no beef stock. So this is the no chicken one. And all we're going to do is let these potatoes.
You put the peanut butter in there already?
Nope, peanut butter's going to go in after. We're going to let this simmer for a little bit. Let this simmer. And then we're going to come back, and then the groundnut paste is going to actually thicken it to a stew. And then once that's thickened to a stew and it sits a little bit, then we'll add in our greens and we'll be ready to eat. Okay? So while we're doing that, we're going to transition to our whole food plant-based dessert. So now the lady who made it a mandate, I have been mandated by one of the students of the class that I cannot have a cooking class without something sweet on the menu. So that's a challenge every week to think of a dessert that's easy to transport and make in mass. So this week I said, okay, we're going to be inspired by cheesecake. Okay, in a whole food plant-based way. So typically, if you want to make a plant-based cheesecake filled, you just take any kind of nut or seed butter plus yogurt, and it tastes like cheesecake. That's the thing. So y'all have had my cheesecake before that y'all really like. That's what it is. It's the yogurt in there that makes it taste like that. But for cheesecake, is that warmed up? Is it warm? Okay, let it sit. We're gonna let this finish first. Okay. All right. So on my website again, thenaijagoddess.com, go to recipes, and then the second recipe you'll see is Lemon Cheesecake Cups. So keeping it whole food plant-based, so I don't have like a graham cracker crust or anything like that, because we're talking about diabetes here, we're trying to minimize all that, right? But we want to get the flavor. You okay, Doris?
Yes.
Are you sure? Ain't nothing happened to you now. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's different. All right, so you see it's very minimal ingredients. So I'm using cashews as the cheesecake. So today we're doing more nuts today, if you know. So we're doing the groundnut stew, and then we're having the cheesecake that we're doing with nuts. Why are nuts good for diabetics?
The fat intake helps you burn fat.
So you're warm.
Get a lot of warm in there. Not hot, but warm.
Warm. Okay. So nuts have lots of fiber. Okay. They're good and a good kind of fat. So remember when we had that demonstration, we talked about the reason why the sugar also backs up is because you're eating so much saturated fat. The saturated fat is covering the cell, and the sugar can't get into the cell because it's so much saturated fat. And the primary source of saturated fat for the United States is what? Who recalls?
Chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, chicken,
Breast.
In America?
In America. That's the top source of saturated fat.
Chicken breast.
Chicken breast. Okay? So, and they always tell you, oh, eat the white meat, right?
Yeah.
eat the lean meat. Yeah, that's where you're getting most of your saturated fat. So when you're eating meat at every meal, at every snack, it's meat and cheese and meat and cheese and meat and cheese. And then you're eating processed junk, and you're eating the cupcakes and the Krispy Kreme donuts and all the things, right? So now you've got all this sugar, and we already talked about it went from 485 down to one lane, okay, down to the shoulder of the road, right? We talked about that in terms of the sugar, but also all that fat. Where's the fat going? It's slowing down, it's in your blood, it's slowing down your blood, it's clumping it up. It's coating your cells, right? So now the sugar's trying to fight to get in, and all this fat is around it, right? So you want to make sure you're eating the proper types of fat, okay? We need saturated fat, just not the extraordinary amounts that we eat. If you don't have saturated fat, you can't have cholesterol, and all of our hormones come from cholesterol, okay? So you have to have saturated fat. So that's why you can be vegan and not need the cholesterol in other species, because we make our own cholesterol. So all you need is about 1 teaspoon of saturated fat a day. You need to have like 1 teaspoon of coconut oil a day if you're vegan, and you'll be fine. But if you're an omnivore, you can significantly reduce your animal intake because you don't need that much saturated fat. Okay? So if you're eating nuts, you're getting the good kinds of fat, you're getting all the fiber, and then you should be satiated because of the fat and fiber. You should be eating less, and it's not going to spike your blood sugar. All right? And that's what the thing we don't want. We don't want the spikes. Your blood sugar is supposed to go, anytime you eat, your blood sugar goes up. That's what it does. It's supposed to. We don't want it to spike when it just jumps up and it stays up. You know, that's what we don't want. That's what we're trying to avoid, right? And then that crash. That's what we're trying to avoid. So if you're eating nuts on a regular basis, a handful of nuts all you need a day, a handful. Right? And that's why it's best to buy them not shelled, because when they're already conveniently unshelled and all that, and you just gobble, 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 right? I'm guilty. Very guilty. So that's what you want to do. So that's why today this menu has a lot of nuts. Now, as a person, especially when I was super sick and super big, I was allergic to every freaking thing, and I could never eat nuts. So even though this is a staple dish in my country growing up, I couldn't really eat it. So I had to watch my sister and my dad eat groundnut stew, and I was like, well, what am I supposed to eat? You know, so anyway, so that's why we have the nut dishes today. All right, so next week we'll do beans. So we have our cashews as the base for a cheesecake. Now I've soaked the nuts. Now who can recall why we wanted to soak our nuts, seeds, and grains? Okay, Yvonne.
Listen to this part, because if you do it wrong, you be eating my food, because I did it wrong. It's because it's a protected shell on the nut itself. So soaking it takes that shell off of it, because the shell is for the animals so they don't eat the nuts. That's why that protected shell is on. So once you soak it and it comes off, then all the nutrients come out from that point.
She is very, very warm. She's hot. Okay, so there's a protective film on it. There's lectins, okay, on nuts. All right, and like she said, it keeps animals away from it's trying to protect itself. But it's not. There's anti-nutrients to the human body. So when you soak them, those anti-nutrients are released. They're not bound. They get released. Also, it makes it more digestible. Okay. So sometimes people have a hard time digesting that if you soak them. And then we also want to eat things that are germinated. That means it's fully alive, and that's when you can actually germinate them too. Okay, so those are one of the reasons why. And the other thing when we're doing something like this is also because it's easier on our blender. So when you spend $500 for a blender, you want to try to take care of it, right? So those are all multiple reasons why you want to do that. And you want to do it for not just nuts, you want to do it for all the seeds, and you also want to do it for grains. So you want to soak your rice, you want to soak soak everything, soak it. And you don't have to do it for a long period of time, but at least, I always say try to do it at least 2 hours, but preferably you want to do overnight. And depending on what it is, I like to do up to 36 hours with the beans. I like to do 36 hours, and I change the water 2 to 3 times with the strip of kombu. Because the strip of kombu, just like it does in the ocean, it soaks up all those anti-nutrients and makes it more digestible. And particularly with beans, if you have flatulence and you have a hard time digesting beans, by putting that strip of kombu in there, it will either completely thwart or significantly reduce any kind of flatulence you'll have, right? So soaking those beans with the strip of kombu or seaweed will eliminate that. Okay? Soak them. Soak them.
So you're not buying any
Roasted.
No. The ones that are like that, they always have oils added, sugars added, salt added. And I'm like, it's already a nut. It's already full of fat. All right? It's like I always tell people, in nature, you don't find any food by itself that's full of fat, salt, and sugar.
True that.
You don't find it. So that's why it's so addicting when they engineer these foods and they add fat, salt, and sugar to that food. It makes it addictive, right? But in nature, nothing, like an avocado is fat. It doesn't have sugar. It doesn't have salt, right? Nuts are fat. It has that. It doesn't. So when you add those things to it, that's why you want to eat the whole bag. Yeah. Okay, so try to keep to nature and don't do that wherever possible. So I spared you the time of watching nuts soak. I've soaked them. All right, I've soaked the cashews. So I think my recipe says a cup and a half of cashews, and then as I said, 3 to 4 dates. Medjool dates. Medjool dates are the fat ones. Okay. Now I didn't have any more medjool dates. I had sukari dates. All right, sukari dates. So they're like half the size or less than half the size of medjool dates. So I doubled the dates because I know y'all like stuff sweet. Okay. So I doubled the dates, and then it's a pinch of salt, and then we're gonna add in some vanilla. And you can never have too much vanilla, and some plant milk. So I didn't make this particular plant milk. This is cashew milk. When I buy this particular cashew milk, I buy it because it's only 2 ingredients. It's just cashews and water. All right. So if you read any kind of these plant milks and it has 100 ingredients on the back, please leave it on the shelf. Okay. Make it at that point. Just make it yourself. Oh, okay. Okay, my husband's serving y'all early. Okay, way early. Okay, so this is the groundnut stew, y'all. This is served over brown rice, but typically we would do it with millet or with fonio. That's how we would serve, or we would do it with a side of swallow of choice, particularly fufu, like pounded yam. Yep, pounded cassava.
So anytime you buy some nuts, you need to soak.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime.
So good. So good.
You cheated, we didn't get ours yet.
Totally jumped the gun. Okay, well, let me let y'all eat that for a second and we get to the dessert.
So with the dessert, you said it's lemon though, right?
Yes. I did fruit for you.
That was why I was asking.
I did it specifically for you, Rashida.
And then we could put raspberry on top of that. It's just a plain topping, no, nothing on it. Just some, so I have some lemon raspberry cheesecake.
Okay, so fruits that pair well with lemons. Oh, see, y'all get some food, and now you don't want to pay me any. See how y'all do me?
Yeah.
See how you do me?
I'm listening.
Okay, so we're doing a lemon cheesecake cup, and I'm calling it cheese. It's just inspired by because it's tangy. It has a tanginess like a cheesecake, but it doesn't have a crust or anything like that. Okay. And then we're gonna do like a nut topping, so it's some crunch to it, and then you top it with fresh berries. So I personally like raspberry, but today you have blueberries because that's what was ordained having organic raspberries. So we got organic blueberries. All right, so like I told you all before,
Sorry, I jumped ahead.
you're fine. You're fine. All right, so to get y'all back on track, you're gonna take this. This is a 1 cup of plant milk. This is for our cheesecake, or cheesecake cups rather.
That's for that nasty little black thing, right?
Yes, yes ma'am. We put our vanilla extract.
Snickers taste good.
Put in our vanilla. And then now we're gonna add in our soaked cashews, our sucre dates, our pinch of salt, and that's it.
It really thickens up.
Yeah, the peanut butter does that.
How long did that dough soak?
Just a couple hours. You don't have to let them soak long. Just as long as they soak.
Okay.
I soaked them this morning before.
And you soak them just to make them soft enough to blend, not because of anything that needs to be released.
Both.
But for the dates though?
Oh no, I didn't soak the dates. She's talking about the
Okay.
nuts.
I thought you were talking about everything that you had in there. Okay.
Nope, just soak cashews.
Just the nuts. Okay.
And these are fresh dates, so they don't need to. That's it. And you can blend it longer if you wish, but everything's incorporated now. And all you do is pour these into cups and let it chill for like 2 hours. And then you have your quote-unquote cheesecake inspired filling. And then if you so choose, it's optional, you'll have a nut crumb topping. So I took some nuts, I took almonds in this case, and I blended it with 1 date just so they kind of stick together, put that on top. And then you'll load it up with fresh berries. That's how you do it at home. So just a couple of ingredients, and it's totally whole food plant-based. It won't spike your blood sugar. It should satisfy your sweet tooth. And like I've told y'all before, if you're struggling, because I used to be a total sugar-aholic, cheese-aholic, if it's not sweet enough for you, add more. Because this is whole sugar, it's intact, it has all the fiber, all the minerals, all the vitamins, right? You're not adding white sugar to it, you're not adding all the other crap sugar, right? So if you need to start off a little bit sweeter for your taste buds right now, do that. Don't feel like you can't, okay? And then as you get used to your taste buds changing, you can add less and less dates, and you'll need less sugar. Okay, yep.
So, I know you use date syrup. Do you suggest we make our, like, what are your thoughts about making your own date syrup versus just buying it?
Okay. That's a biased question, Rashida, because I'm gonna always say make it. Always, I'm gonna always say make it. But there are some great date syrups on the market that you can get them at, even at, hey Marathi, that you can get even at Walmart. So doesn't matter. You can buy them. It's organic. It's date paste. All you do is put dates in water and blend it. Keep it in your refrigerator. You can spread it on toast, so you know you can do so many things with it. Everything like you use brown sugar for, you can use date paste for. And then you have a whole sweetener. A whole sweetener. All right. So now this is kind of sizzled for a little bit. I'm going to add in our thickener now, which is our groundnut paste. So what are your thoughts now that you all had it prematurely?
Delicious.
I don't know if I can make it like
Want us to help you to eat that one?
You watch me. It's a dump and go recipe.
Yeah, like all the other ones, I forgot to soak the nuts. It wasn't a dump and go.
Yeah, I like it. I would make it spicy too. Like, that kick
Heather, you just came with 10 points.
I
You just came with 10 points.
all the hotness, but that is.
Yep, she's the MPT trainer. Okay, that's all it's missing. Because do you taste any spice?
Not at
No,
all.
there's no. That was with one habanero pepper in there. Okay, just one.
Now, you would've gave this.
I couldn't find a Scotch bottle. I was looking for it. Yeah, you can't find it.
They would've sworn that was a regular stew.
Yeah, they wouldn't know.
So you wouldn't tell it after they swallowed it, you know,
Right.
and then told it.
Exactly. Like mine.
So I don't know if you all can see it. We don't have our monitors up today, but this is already thickened the stew just by adding in this groundnut paste. And so how we know, and typically anytime you cook with red palm oil, how you know whatever you're cooking is done, the palm oil floats to the top. Once it floats to the top, it's done. Okay. The red palm oil floats to the top. So I'm going to let this continue to do its thing now that it's thickened up. I'm going to add in some thyme. We use a lot of thyme.
Could I also use the thyme that I grow on my tower garden?
That would be even better, Ramona. So much better.
And don't forget the basil, right?
I don't, no. That goes at the very end. So we want to keep our greens green. We're not trying to cook them to death. Okay? So once this is cooked, I'll turn the heat off. Then I'll add the greens so they stay bright green. Oh, that looks so good. I don't know if y'all can still smell that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please.
The soy curls,
Yes.
are they made of, what soy curls made of?
It is made from the whole soybean. It is a very, it's just like, think of it like tofu, how tofu is just made from, you know, it's not like a mock meat. It's the whole soybean that's been defatted. So it's been mildly processed. The whole bean. It's one ingredient.
The soy curls.
So you can do a light pan. She's asking how to make the soy curls crispy. You can do a pan saute, or you can put them in the oven. I put them in the oven and then just it crisps right up.
I like the air fryer.
Yeah, that works too.
You can buy
Just
those
be careful, you
anyway.
don't let it stay too long, cause you won't be able to eat it. None of that too.
All right, that's pretty much almost done right there. All right, so now, come on, you go next. Ask Hakeem to get the cheesecake, and there's one right there on top in that refrigerator. Y'all gonna get out here early today, because y'all served early. All right, so we have our cheesecakes now. We're gonna do our little cheesecake cups. So again, we have it topped with some blueberries, and we have a little nut topping. So it's just some almonds with one date, just to hold it together on top of the cheesecake filling. And this is just the quench the thirst. The 4-ounce serve that you're gonna get now, a full serving will be 2 of those. Okay, and that'll be about 300 calories. Okay, so yeah, hey beautiful. Fine, you?
So tofu.
Yes.
Is that different from
Soy curls.
It is different.
Okay.
It is different.
So
Yeah,
tofu's
because
more like
this is
the-
made from the whole bean.
Okay.
Versus the tofu is made, it's like curves and waves. It's like a cheese. It's curves and waves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm allergic to the soy milk and tofu, but not the kernel.
Got you.
Now that makes sense.
That makes sense. Okay. Okay.
You know, I learned a lot by just stepping in here. I just got from the airport in New York, and I was like, oh, this is so cool.
So you're good?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so the question I'm getting up here is where can you buy the soy curls? Now, I'm not pushing soy curls. They're not sponsoring me yet, okay? So now? It's sweet, okay. And you can put less dates if it's too sweet, if a couple more if it needed sweeter. Okay, all right, so where do you buy them? So where they have them consistently in Charlotte is the vegan grocery store called the Greener Apple. It's on Eastway. It's a vegan grocery store, so it's all, it's no produce in there, it's all dry goods. She always has them in there. And then if you go to Bean Vegan Cuisine on Independence, they have a tiny little marketplace, they always have them. But where I get them, because I have to make a lot of stuff for catering, I get them on Amazon.
Amazon.
Okay. Yep.
And I made that tonight, so y'all gonna love it.
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat those just one more time?
Repeat where to get them?
Yeah, those two, places.
Yeah, so if you say, hey, I'm gonna leave right now and buy some soy curls, and you don't wanna wait for Amazon's 2-day prime, you can go to the Greener Apple, which is the only vegan grocery store in Charlotte that I'm aware of anyway. She's located inside of a bookstore on Eastway. She
Yes.
always has soy curls.
Where on
And-
Eastway? Right there at
Don't
the
have me
corner
lie
of
to you.
Eastway and Central.
Okay.
That
What she
shopping
said.
center
Oh,
that's
it's
behind
Over there by that big chef grocery.
It's right there by the chef store.
Okay, that's all.
It's by the chef store over there, yep.
Landmark.
Yep. And then, if you go to the restaurant Bean Vegan Cuisine, they have a tiny little marketplace. They also have soy curls regular. I've never been in, they didn't have soy curls. And then if you want to just get them, especially if you want to buy more than one bag, you can go to Amazon or to butler.com, which is the company. You can buy it straight from there.
But you know what, Amy, I didn't know until I read the bag that you gotta keep them in a refrigerator. The whole time I had it in the cabinet, somebody said, read this bag. Fine print at the bottom.
They say that, but I don't.
Oh.
I don't. Mine's in a cool place that is with low humidity. That's what they're really telling you. They don't want the humidity because it changes the texture.
Okay, got you.
Yep.
Cause I was like, I always kept it in the cabinet.
Yep.
But I'm getting better with it.
Okay, so this cheesecake is delicious.
Okay, so feedback on is it something you see? I just threw everything in there. The only thing I did not do, as I just didn't do now, I forgot, is y'all supposed to keep me honest, okay? That's serious. Y'all missed that, right? So busy eating. I didn't zest the lemon or lemon juice in this. So,
You would never know this was a
cheesecake cup. Inspired, because there's no crust or anything like that, so it's just the inspiration.
But we've always been looking at cheesecake white because of the cheese
Oh.
factory and stuff like that. You've always seen it as different colors.
That's right. No, it's brown because of the dates.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Yes. Yes, it's not white cheesecake.
That's because all the good stuff is brown anyway.
That's right. What do you think, Rebecca? You like it? Okay. So for our newbies in the class, Heather, what you think?
Oh, I'm about to take
Oh.
my first bite. I'm about to.
No pressure. No pressure.
Wow. Nuts and everything. Wow.
That's good. That lemon that's good. Fresh.
Fresh.
Don't do that.
I don't
combination.
I was nervous because I actually don't like cheesecake.
I'm kind of with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is good. It's like lemon.
Yeah. You can do that. Just a couple of ingredients, y'all.
It's like a method.
How the regular cheesecake, whenever I'm eating it, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Thick.
Oh, it's thick. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna rub it in.
nicer, smoother. Nothing to spread. It's already good.
Awesome. Okay.
on a good TV program with some Cool Whip on the side.
Do the cocoa Cool Whip. Yeah, so it's be dairy free. Yep. Well, y'all really gonna sleep now? Well, you all eating all the food. We've had our lecture, so we are actually finished early for the first time today. So if y'all have any other questions for me, I'm gonna let this finish cooking up. If any other questions for me or want anything, just let me know. And we'll be right back here next Sunday. Next Saturday is the Valentine's thing, so if you want to do that, come out for that because it's going to be really good. The menu is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. It's delicious. Huh? Yeah, I see I turned my mic off accidentally. Am I back on? Okay. Back on. Yeah, so next Saturday we'll be here. It'll be all glammed up for Valentine's Day. You do not have to be booed up, okay? You know, you're single, okay? And then next Sunday we'll be back here for class 3 o'clock, okay? What do you say? What do you say? That's Thursday night. Come out for Thursday night. Huh? 6 to 9. Yeah, I had to get new flyers. I get them to type them. Yeah. 6 to 9. Next Saturday, Valentine's. 6 to 9. 4-course meal, vegan wine, flowers, candy, ambiance, music.
You have to make reservations.
We prefer for you all to buy it in advance so we can have a number, but we are taking walk-ins.
So are you a chef?
I'm not chef here. I'm partners with the owner. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Okay, well, class is adjourned. Thank y'all so much for coming. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.